Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're talking about corporations versus citizens, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We live in a capitalist society. Do you know what you need to do? Because this may be the last stand. And I'm talking about you need to pay attention. I've been talking about this for 4 years, but now it's coming to a head. And he who has the assets is gonna be in the winners column. And welcome. Stop struggling now. Gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream where members only can be in the chat room tonight. Every other live stream on Monday, Wednesday, and any others, everybody can be in the chat room, but everybody can watch the live streams. That's not a problem. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late this evening, but you guys know I dropped the bomb today earlier. It went boom. I dropped that one, The Scheme, Part 1, Miracle Cash and More, Cash Flow NFT. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and do not be confused. I had to drop it because, of course, those guys were messing with me. So it was kind of like personal. So we're going to go take a journey. If you missed that video, just go see videos down below. Boogie Gopher Club, Cash Flow NFT, CWS, whatever you want to call yourselves. We'll see how it all started. We're going to take the journey. Part 1 just got dropped. I know there's going to be a part 2. There's probably going to be a part 3. There's probably going to be a part 4 and a part 5. And we'll see how it goes. Now, back into the situation at hand tonight. Smash that like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, well, all I know is there's some buttons that you need to click on. It shows a $sign depending on where you're at. I don't fully know, but membership does have a few privileges. Now, let's see who's in the house tonight. Let's get who. And speaking of who's in the house, Laverne Penix, Mr. Cool, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. Thank you so much. That's one person. We need much, much more to let me know if you received a notification and saw the trailer. And by the way, no email went out tonight. Sorry. Again, I was inundated with a few people saying, send me a link, do this, do that for this video I dropped. People have vested interest around the world. So I said, okay, and then I'm late. Sorry again. Our own Auntie Val is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. She has the icon next to her name. And in these YouTube streets, she's known as Professor Auntie Val. Man, she brings her tagline, good evening, fam. She's showing the heart with the strength and the support with the cup of beachfront Java, or is it beachfront tea? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They have coffee, they have tea, and they have merch. Now's the time to go over there. Get your 10% off for life by using the SSN Lifestyle promo code, all caps, all one word. And that's on your next order. Not your first order, but your next order. And free shipping in the United States. And she has so many different varieties of coffee and tea and fine ground, drip ground, Keurig, whole beans in Ziploc bags so your coffee always stays fresh. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Go show some love. It's our own Professor Auntie Val. She says she got the notification. That's 2 people. So thank you so much. Yahweh J's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. He too has the icon next to his name and an investor. He is. Hello, SSN Nation. Received notification and saw the trailer. That's 3 people. Damn, that is a record already. Because you know they don't like putting out our videos. You know that. Because just like tonight's topic, corporations versus citizens, we keep it real. We know what's going on. That gives you a leg up. A lot of people are out here working or not even paying attention. They're just coming online and then they're looking at whatever the craziness of the day, not realizing corporations, capitalism, the oligarchs, they have one thing in mind: to make you pay for their chances, to make you pay for their risk. And then all their risk that they mess up, they make you still pay. That's why you are going to be living paycheck to paycheck, and they get to write off millions and millions of dollars in taxes every year, while your taxes just continue to go up. I wonder who's paying their fair share. Corporations versus citizens. All right. The only thing you can do is join them, but you are a corporation. You know you have a social security number if you're in the United States. If you're visiting, you need a 10, I-10, whatever. You need something. Those are all trackers. You're an actual subsidiary, but you don't realize it because you're taught from grade 0 through 12. Learn here. We're not going to talk finances. We're not going to talk taxes. We're not going to talk accounting. We're not going to tell you how to start a business. Why would we do that? We don't want you to be able to create wealth. We're going to make you learn after we spent these first 16, 17, 18 years of your life teaching you calculus, algebra, seriously, geometry. Really? Oh, let's take apart a frog. Seriously? That'll help you when you're 18 years old and got to go open up a bank account. Craziness. But it's all right, ladies and gentlemen. Stop Struggling Now is here. And Yahweh J is here. Thank you so much for being here in the house. Mo Better is in the house. Another investor entrepreneur is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name as well. And he says his tagline: what's up, SSN Nation? What's up with you? What's up, E? What's up, Mo? Got the notification and trailer. Thank you so much. We up to 5 people tonight. Time to smash that like button. I love that as well. Thank you so much for being in the house, Mo. I appreciate it. And yes, I will be dropping that special video that was created, which people don't know about unless they saw some of our social media. They will see it. So we're going to have to drop that here tonight as well. We got to show some love in the house. Victor Marrero, T-minus about 5 months to retirement officially. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline: hello all, let's do this. That's right, we will. He's an investor. He's making it happen. He did it the old-fashioned way. He earned it. That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no real shortcuts. And if there are shortcuts, well, let's just say it's high risk. All right? George's Charles, another emerging millionaire, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he says, what's up, Mo? So that's what he's saying tonight. He has his own tagline as well, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it'll be coming up shortly. Joe Nay, thank you so much for being here on the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to your name. And he says, buenos noches, SSN Nation. Joe Nay, buenos noches, mi amigo. I'm here. I'm paying attention. I received a notification in trailer, keeping it 100 like E. Thank you very much, man. We're up to 6 people in tonight's Wealthy Wednesday night live stream that has seen the trailer. And Joe Nay, another investor's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here as well. Oh my, Victor Morel says he also got the YouTube notification and trailer. Wait a minute. Am I off the blacklist? What's going on? We're up to 7 people tonight. Unbelievable. Could the blacklist been lifted? Oh, this is interesting. George's Charles says the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. That's exactly right. What's the gold, ladies and gentlemen? G-O-L-D, the gold. In the old days, gold was much more valuable. Today, gold dollars are not backed by gold. So he who has actual assets, that is your gold now, ladies and gentlemen. The gold that's sitting there, well, you don't get any return on gold. So therefore, you need to buy assets, as I've been saying for 5 years. You got to get in the game. You can't sit there and go, I just bought a house. That's not good enough. Sure, I know 2022, 2021, I realized the homes went up 40, 50%. I get it. But what has it done lately? So you bought a house overpriced, and now, has it went up in value 30, 40, 50 G's again? No. But you've been paying $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month for 2 years. That's like $50,000 a year. $100,000. I'm just saying. But you cannot extract any money from your house. So that's not an asset because it's not paying you unless you turn it into a corporation and you're renting it out for more than the mortgage is worth, like the corporations are going to be doing. BlackRock, JP Morgan gives facilities to American for home rental. They're giving them the money. They're not officially going out to buy homes, but they're saying, you can have $1 billion, go buy some homes. We'll take our little cut, whatever it is, 4, 5, 6% annually or whatever on the loan. But the point I'm trying to make is that's corporation versus citizens, because how else can you get a big chunk of asset money? In the last 50 years, it's been a home. Homes have went up more than the usual 2 or 3%. All right. They used to only go up 2 or 3% a year. So you would have to live in your home a long time in order for it to get 40, 50% increase. That would take 10, 12 years. So you're just going to sit at the house. You're not going to trip. But this stuff about having a house that you bought for 300 grand and that's worth 500 grand in less than a year and a half. See, that changes the whole game. And now what happened is you have people who have overspent for a home and they're paying $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year for a house. And they're thinking they own the house. Miss a payment. Don't pay your taxes a couple of years. Don't pay your HOA for a few years. You'll see what you're really going to own. Don't pay your water bill. Don't pay your water, sewer, and gas bill. You'll see liens on your house. Yeah, just keep thinking. That's not the game, ladies and gentlemen. They played the game, and unfortunately, a large percentage of the population fell for it. Now, it's worked out in the past. Sure, it works. But the assets we're talking about, businesses that you buy, dividend investing, stocks that you control, not giving it to your employer. You're not giving your employer $1,000 per month and saying, here, man, put it in my 401k. And then when you get that little statement that a lot of you are going to get at the end of this year, you're going to look at your statement and you're going to go, oh, thank you. It's 9%, 8% on my money for the year. But don't worry. That's why I say share the videos, because it's simple. If you just tell people a few things, go to yieldmaxetfs.com, that simply can jumpstart their belief. They'll be like, wait, I'm happy with this 10 or 11%. I'm only happy because I didn't know I could get 20%. I didn't know I can get 25%. I didn't know I can get 17%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my job here. Stop struggling now. Now you know. All right. Now you know. And the golden rule still applies. He who has the gold, change it out for assets, makes the rules, because you got to come stay at my place. You got to come into my business. Anything you have to do is running through business. All right. Think about it. Everything you do. George, what's up, big homie? From Mo Better, showing some love in the house. And George's Charles usually brings his tagline, he smells money. I just smashed that like button. Thank you so much, Joe Nay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, here we go. Enchant, hello. Sorry for bothering you. I want to offer you a promotion of your channel, viewers. All right, Enchant. I appreciate that. But you have to send me support at stopstrugglingnow.com. All right. That's what you have to do, man. That's it. And hold on. Before I say anything further, just so you know, I won't be using your services. All right. Just put it that way. Sorry. All right. Now, George's Charles, yo, Mo, what's the latest? All right. We're showing some love in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Victor from Joe Nay. I retired early this year. I have a feeling I will love it. Punta, Cana, DR, here I come. Joe Nay, hit the retirement button. Hey, Joe Nay, here's the thing. You need those assets that pay you. Retirement is fine, but you're going to have increase of value later. So in other words, just in the old days, not too long ago, 30 years, 20 years ago, a person retired and they would be happy with cost of living increase 2, 3, 4%. But in the last 10 years, 2 or 3, 4% is like bad if you have inflation past that, where things are going up 20%, 15%. It's outpacing what you're going to need later. And if you live in certain states around the United States or around the world, then you already had property tax, insurance go up skyrocket. So at one time you have retirement income coming in of $5,000-$6,000 per month. You're sitting happy because you're like, hey, my mortgage is like $1,500. My insurance is like $100 a month. My property taxes are like $200 or less per month. You're like loving life. And all of a sudden you open up your bill this year and you're like, wait, what is this insurance thing that says 7, 8, 9, 10 grand every year now? That means I got to pay $1,000 a month. And then what's this property tax thing that says because my housing prices increased all over, the assessor has raised it, and now I'm paying $6,000. I'm not paying like $100 no more, or $200 no more. Now I'm paying $600. So all of a sudden you're paying $2,000 more, $3,000 more that you never envisioned 20 years ago, or even for that matter, 5 or 6 years ago. So, or even 3 years ago. So you're sitting there stuck because you're retired and you're saying, oh, no worries. I got 6 G's coming in. I got 5 G's coming in every month. Until now, all of a sudden you're paying an extra $12,000 a year. And you're like, what the frick's going on? $15,000 a year. That's why it's corporations versus citizens, because I have to go to the corporations and get their permission to have insurance on my house. I have to go see them in most cases to get a job, unless I buy a business, unless I actually create a business that has revenue coming in, an asset that pays us, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Brian P is in the house. Another investor is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Thank you. Hello, SSN family. I got the notification and the video. Oh my, that's like 8 people tonight. This is insane. We must have been lifted off of the bad list. Unbelievable. Victor Morrell to Joe Nay. Congratulations. That might be dollars. Can go a long way in DR if you stay away from the tourist traps. That's right. Go and tour the entire island. There are so many gems there. Yes, there are a ton of gems right now. We're talking about real estate investing, ladies and gentlemen, on an island that's just, what is it, an hour and a half, 2 hours off the coast of Florida, Dominican Republic. half of the country is Haiti and the other half Dominican Republic. I don't know if it's equal halves, but nonetheless, they share the island. And then Puerto Rico is like 60 miles away also. So that's in a little conglomerate of islands that you can visit. And there are gems all over the island, as Victor Marrero has said. Very, very true. So keep that in mind. That's weird. I'm looking for something, but I'm finding I can't do what I used to do here. Interesting. All right. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me know if any of you saw that cash flow NFT Boogie Gopher Club video. Let me know what you thought about it. All right. Like I said, some people were hitting me up in other avenues saying, hey, I saw the video. I'm sharing the video with some other people that had concern. And I love how you started from the beginning. I said, hey, we got to round up. I told you I got a 7-person hit list. 3 was on the first edition. Oh, yeah, we got more. Oh, stay tuned. It's beautiful. All right. James Way, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to your name. And he says, greetings all. Got the notification. Unbelievable. That's 9 people tonight. Thank you. Late from work because the rent is still too damn high. He's got that right. The rent is still too damn high. Why? Corporations versus citizens. Who do you think's out here can afford a freaking $40 million apartment complex? Who can go out here and buy these and create these luxury apartments that's going to cost somebody $70 million to create? And then they're going to charge you for a studio unit $2,500 to $3,000 per month. Now, why don't you just think about that? $36,000 a year for a studio or a 1-bedroom apartment in a lot of major cities. And if you're in New York or San Francisco or LA, then it's more than that. But all I'm trying to say is, think about it. If you spent 2 years to spend $36,000, you could have yourself some real estate that you own that you can rent out. All right, let's make things right. That's how you get assets. You get to win because the corporations versus the citizens, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about it on Monday. Same thing's going to happen. In about 6 short months, you're going to wish you had assets. You're going to wish you would have. If you could buy a place in the United States right now, I would suggest you get a place that you're going to buy an asset. That means you're not going to live there. You're going to buy it to rent out. If you're going to do that, then you know you have to buy it at the right price. You just can't go out here and willy-nilly say, oh, yeah, I'm going to overpay for the house because you need a return on investment. If you can't rent it for all of your monies that you owe and then have substantial amount of profit, then what good is it? That's a liability. So the odds of you finding that type of place is slim. So therefore, we have to go offshore. Highly recommended. There's nothing wrong. You might say, I like Costa Rica. You might say, I like, I don't know, Colombia. You might say, I like Thailand. I like whatever, Philippines. I like Spain. All right. Nothing wrong with any of those locations. You might say, I like Dubai. Either way, you're going to buy from an investment standpoint. So you're not going to act like a consumer or a citizen. You're going to be like looking at it as a corporation. You're going to go there and say, hey, you want $150,000 for this. How much can I rent this for in this area? They're saying, well, Eric, you can rent it for $75 per night. I'm going, hey, didn't I tell you I want stuff that does 1% rental rate? I got to be able to rent for 150 or more for me. I'm not thinking I'm going to do 90% occupancy or even 80. I'm thinking 50 or 60. So let's be awfully conservative here. So I need 1%. Because I don't want to have a problem. I need, if things go 50% rental, I still can meet my obligation here, and I'll let somebody else pay for my upside, for the increase in value, the equity that occurs over time. I can live with that. But there's when the nuances come in. Now you start going, well, how many people are going to the Philippines? How many people are going to Thailand? How many people are going to Costa Rica? How many people are going to Colombia for tourism? How many people are going to Spain? Then you have to pick that city, that area. I need to know how many people are showing up every year. Because if I cannot get my 50 or 60% worth of rentals every year or more, then I don't want anything that goes below 50% either. Because then I'm going to be paying out of pocket. I have HOA fees. I have insurance. We have taxes. Unless, you bought something in the DR for 170,000 or less, then you don't have real estate taxes, but I'm just saying. Okay. But the point I'm trying to make is we have IOUs and we need customers. So what do? You say location, location, location. So if you want a location that has high tourist numbers, more than the amount of people that live on the island, or shall I say not on the island, but in the Dominican Republic, more than 10 million, guess what? Next year, they're going to have more than 10 million. And that's going to bring in more people that's going to live there because you have to build infrastructure. Where are you going to get the people to build infrastructure from? You're going to need people in each part of the island that has the tourist spots, the tourist hotspots. And there's like 10 tourist hotspots or more. It's incredible. But James Way, you're right. The rent is too damn high. Raydell Cabezas, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, SSN Nation. Good evening to you and your familia. Watching and learning as always. I humbly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm very happy to see you, Raydell Cabezas, because I believe you're the guy I wanted to talk to about. You had somebody come and give you some sort of appraisal on your property. Now you were going to send me in the copy of the appraisal, and I'm hoping you still have that or whatever they sent you. I'm hoping it's an actual appraisal, but if you do, please send it to me at support@stopstrugglingnow.com. The reason why I wanted to talk to the guy. I want to find out what is the criteria in the DR for appraisals. How far do you go over? Because we have a serious situation right here, right now. Let me put it to you this way. If you visit Cana off of the highway, on each side of it, there are projects that have villas. So what I want to know is if somebody inside Vista Cana has a 1,600 square foot villa and they're selling for damn near $400,000, how is it that the person can have that same 1,600 square foot villa? They're less than a half a mile away, less than a tenth of a mile away, and their property is only worth 130 or 150. I want to know how far they go, because that is going to be key as far as the investing, ladies and gentlemen, because we have something coming downtown that has 500 square meter lot. They're building villas in downtown Punta Cana. Villas. I don't understand just yet. Lagoon, solarium, I don't know, but Mr. Astacio is going to be here on Tuesday evening to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The return of Mr. Astacio. He'll be in the house on Tuesday. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. He goes, Eric, sending it to you right now. Raydell Cabezas, thank you so much, man, because now I'll get an idea. Now I can find out, because I couldn't believe it. All the realtors were like, we don't know. I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? You should know this information, because this would be a valuable selling point, and you could help guide your customers to the right project. If you know what they're looking for, if they're looking to live somewhere, then you would say, okay, then pick the spot you love. But if somebody says, hey, I'm trying to invest, I want a great return on my money, and I want to rent it out, then you need to find the best place or places. There's a lot of great places, but you at least got to steer them in the right direction. So that's why this is key information. And if you missed the SSN Lifestyle Real Estate Investors and Business Forum last time, well, May 10th through May 15th, ladies and gentlemen. It's going down in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic once again. SSN Lifestyle party is going to be jumping off. And you know, you guys missed it. You shouldn't have, but thank you so much. But tickets are yet. All right. May 10th through May 15th. This isn't just going to be any old just real estate investors and all that. No holiday to interfere with our days this time. And there's going to be some surprises, but I haven't hooked it up yet. But that's the dates. And it'll be a little bit different. We're going to have a little bit fun like we were supposed to have last year, this year. But we're going to have even more fun the next one. That's why it's going to be 5 days instead of 3. All right, stay tuned. But that'll be in about 2 weeks, like I said. When I get back, then everything's going to be on board, and it looks like it's going to be a go. But I'll release everything in 2 weeks for those dates. We're going to be talking about more than likely, just so you get a setup, hotel. It'll be in a certain location. There'll be the event and everything will be in the same location, so you don't have to go traipsing around. Obviously, it's going to be in a location where you don't have to, it's not all inclusive. So you're not going to be spending, you know, whatever, 400, 500, 600 a night, whatever. I don't know what the all inclusives are. But the point is, you'll be, by the beach. Don't worry, you'll be by the beach. If that's your thing, you'll be by the beach. And it will be a blast. All right. So we will see how this is going to go down. But I'll know more after about, let's see, I'm going to be there the 8th through the 15th. So the 8th through the 15th, I'm going to know more. All right. So hopefully that'll help you out. Now, since Raydell Cabezas has sent me an email, I am curious. I'm going to have to go look. We're going to have to go look at this, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do that, hold on. I'm not going to get out of this little vein that we're in right now. I need to go look and see what happened today. Yesterday, CNBC, look at this. Dow futures rise as benchmark nears new 2023 highs. Okay. I've had a conversation with one of these stock guys that's on our channel, and I love having this type of conversation. And he says the hedge fund guys and the technicals show that the stock market should go down. So I was explaining that as long as they do nothing, meaning the stock market is positive as long as the Federal Reserve does not raise interest rates. They will not raise. I can't see them raising even 0.25. But I see them keeping it level. And that means whether it's next month, whether it's January, whether it's February, like I said, I think they're going to pull the plug in December. But they've come up with a different plan. I'm going to tell you the plan because Jerome Powell called me up and said, hey, Eric, this is what we're doing, man. So here's the thing. They may not even ever have to reduce it because it's citizens versus the corporations. Because behind the scenes, Eric, I'm giving money to these companies that are going to be buying up homes. I was like, what? What did you just say? Yeah, we're going to do mortgage backed. Wait, if you do that, you do understand that home prices won't drop like they should. Yes, corporations versus citizen. Oh, I got it. I forgot. I keep forgetting. You only care about the 1%ers, top 10%ers. So that's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. So you're sitting here like me saying homes should drop 40, 50%. Oh, no, it ain't going to happen. You know what this means? This means just what I was saying by default, because I kept telling you for the last year, year and a half, 2 years probably, this is your last time, because when they reduce the interest rates, home prices going from 400, 500,000 on the lower end, that house may be 700,000, 800,000 in a 40-year note for a lot of people. And that would mean Homes that are of any value are going to be well into the millions. You have to make like $200,000 a year as a household once you start breaching that $600,000, $700,000 number. I don't care if interest rates were 1%. All right. So you have to understand what's going on here. Corporations versus citizens, because Jerome Powell said, Eric, I'm backing these dudes. They can buy whatever the hell they want. I'm like, hold on, man. You're not helping the ordinary citizens. That's a wipeout of the middle class. So either you have to be rich, 6 figures, double 6 figures, 200 G's or more, or you can't buy. That means you're going to have to rent. Click. I'm playing, but all I'm saying is that's what would have happened. Click. Because it's obvious. So you can't keep playing, ladies and gentlemen. This is going badly, very badly. If home prices do not drop by 30, 40%, at least, this is going to be very bad. And it doesn't look like they're going to drop because they are actually backing these guys. They're giving them money, backing the mortgages. So they're out here on a buying spree. Whatever they can buy, they don't have to worry about it. It's backed. It's guaranteed. So home prices aren't going down, and there's hundreds of homes. So you just start thinking about 5, 6, 7 corporations, BlackRock. Come on. These guys all of a sudden start going, well, we'll take 500 here. And the other guys, Blackstone, said, well, we'll take 600 here. And you're thinking there's millions of homes on the market, but yeah, there could be, but nobody's selling their home to get an 8% mortgage or a 7.5% mortgage when they have a 3% mortgage. That's crazy. So the citizens versus corporations, the OCs, we're in trouble. Well, not all of us, but all I'm saying is some of us are going to be in trouble because you are not going to be able to sell your house. That's what you're not understanding. You can sit here and have your house can go up in value. You could say, I want to sell my house to tap that value, or you can say, I'll get an equity loan. But if you get an equity loan, you're going to owe more money. So that defeats the whole purpose. And guess who's going to be paying for it? You are. So now you're going to be locked. So either go live in a rent-to-own home or a rent, whatever they're going to call it, home, or live in a home that you own, but you're subject to price increase. You're subject to your property taxes and HOAs going up, insurance bills going up. It's a no-win environment. Corporations versus citizens. And you better start taking it serious, ladies and gentlemen, because this is not a game that you're going to want to play. It's an end result. So therefore, what did we talk about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, when I said, that's how long it's been when I said, guys, you might want to think about getting something close to America that you can get to by boat. That's inexpensive to get involved. No qualifications, 0% that you can make your down payments over 1, 2, 3 years and then buy it. And then you can rent it out. So then you have income coming in because then you can make moves. If you have income coming in, then you could say, okay, I'm going to buy this house. I'll live at this house because I have money coming in to pay for it. So then I have assets to pay for it. That works. But this thing about just going, I just own a home and that's it. That's not going to cut it. I just own stocks and that's it. That's not going to cut it. All right. Because what goes up must come down. So just like any correction in anything, stocks eventually have to have a correction. They can't just keep going up, but they will. Why? Corporations versus citizens. Why are they going to go up? Because corporations' assets increased in value. They get to go over and say, hey, man, can I borrow $100,000 or $100 million against my assets? And by the way, hey, pal, will you guys give me the mortgage back if I buy this stuff? Sure, no problem. We're giving you interest only at 0.2. It's like, oh, and it's 10 to 15 years, interest only. I don't think citizens can win. You're going to lose every time. All right? That's what's happening right now, right underneath your feet. And it's been happening, except now we're running into a crunch. There's not going to be enough availability for everybody to get in. So only those who have the money can pay the higher price. And those who get cheap money, they don't care about paying a higher price. See, that's the problem. If they get low interest rate, which they will, and it's backed, then they can just buy it. What do you have to lose? That'd be just like them telling ordinary citizens, us, hey, go buy any house you want. Doesn't matter the cost. We'll give you a low interest rate. And if you default, we back it. You know how many people would be out here buying homes? Come on. Well, you can't blame corporations for doing that, can you? No, you can't. So you got to get in the game. You better be like, let's see, everybody here, Raydel Cabezas, Victor Marrero, Joe Nay, Georges Charles, Mo Better. You got to be like all Laverne Penix, Mr. Cool. Got to be like them. Get some real estate. I don't care where it is, but the idea is you're going to be renting it out so you can have passive income coming in. All right. So I went on my little rant right now. So CNBC is showing futures a little positive. I don't know what happened today, but again, as long as there's a war in Ukraine, there's situations over in the Gaza Strip, and the markets are still reacting like no big deal. That ought to scare everybody. Everybody should be afraid. They're not caring about if there's an oil situation. They're not caring about bringing multiple countries into a war environment. They're not worried about none of that. Business as usual. No supply chain interruptions this time. No problem. So all I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time. Corporations versus citizens. You better take this very seriously because they're the oligarchs in America. The corporations are the oligarchs. And they're taking no prisoners. They get the tax cuts, the tax breaks. They get you to pay for their taxes. It's incredible. And you're signing up for it. Won't get into the voting situation, but all I'm saying is there's a distinct, one side says we're going to give people tax cut, tax breaks. The other side said, no, we're not. We want you to pay your fair share. Now people are finding out. Now you're seeing, oh, we gave them tax. Okay. So now people are paying higher insurance and higher taxes, but don't realize for the last 40 years since Reagan, trickle down theory, y'all were giving the insurance companies tax cut, tax breaks. You're giving the companies on Wall Street, oh, you're going to build an HQ in our backyard and give us like 5,000 jobs over the next 10 years. So you don't have to pay taxes for 20. We're going to pay it for you. That's what you guys signed up for? Seriously. Yeah. Crazy stuff when you think about it, but it took 40 years. Okay, 40, 45 years. And now people are still wanting to sign up and let these corporations and rich individuals bypass our taxes, bypass the infrastructure. They don't want to contribute. And I'm going to tell you one last thing once I get rid of my rant. You do realize there's 300 plus million people in the United States. You also know that out of that, only somewhere between 120 to 160 million actually work and contribute into the taxes. So you also should understand, if I have somebody making 25 million, 100 million, corporations making billions, and I say, oh, don't pay your taxes, we're going to give you a tax cut and tax break, all those people in the neighborhood and in your state is going to pay for it. You're not getting the number. $100 million. They have to pay $25 million in tax. You have to pay tax for your own taxes. Now you, in your state, have to share tax cut, tax breaks for somebody's companies and organizations that together combined $100 million in tax cut, tax savings in your state. How many people does it take to pay that back? And you guys want to sign up for this continually against your best interest. And then we hit 2020 and you're like, oh, what happened? The insurance companies, all these guys, our costs go up. I'm like, what do you think happened? You've been paying their stuff for the last 40 years. And it ain't going to stop because you keep allowing them to do it. And so all I'm trying to say is you have 160, 120 people working. The other people, another 100 to 150 million, are not paying taxes. So now you're understanding you're going to be paying for their infrastructure services, police, fire, schools. So no wonder infrastructure is crumbling, roads, because what are you doing? You got to pay the oligarchs taxes. That's what you're doing. And then you got to pay extra tax because there's not enough tax in your city. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. But if you want to keep playing that game, that's fine. Because apparently some people don't understand what's really going down. But you better find yourself some new avenues of money. You better be buying a business, creating a business, getting assets that pay you. Because if you're getting assets that you're going to bury in the backyard, that ain't going to help you. All right? Talk to people that live in Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, California, Arizona, Nevada, and ask them how they're feeling after the last 2 years when they either can't get insurance or their insurance bill is 3, 4, 5 times as much as it used to be. Ask them when their real estate assessor came by, property appraisal and assessors came by and said you used to pay $2,000, $3,000 a year in taxes, but because your home prices went double, you got to pay $7,000. Why? Because you guys said corporations moving in our neighborhood to pay taxes because they're giving jobs. I'm like, is this for real? They're not giving anything. They're not even paying what you're worth. I'm like, okay, we'll give you. But you sitting around here giving us the average of 40 G's a year, that's living paycheck to paycheck. 60 to 65% is on that. Wait till next year when it's 70% are living paycheck to paycheck. Then what? You better have that property, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying, don't mess around. You better be getting some asset right now. You only have like T minus like a year, year and a half. Because after that, the explosion, either you're on the wave because you have these stocks, you have the real estate, and you're riding the wave with a big smile on your face, or you're going to get buried by the biggest tsunami ever. And now you're going to have two classes, those that have and those that don't. And believe me, the class that doesn't, when there's more of them than there is that those that have, we have a problem. Just saying. All right. So now, what's the email again, Eric? support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Let me go see if I can pull it up. In fact, let me do something else. Because, I like playing videos every now and then. Let me see if I don't think I can add this, though. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try and add a video. And it's courtesy of Mo. Which one is it? There's no thumbnail on this one. Let's see. Should be first, second. Should be this one. Let's see if I can add it. I'll let you know in a second. All right. So support@stopstrugglingnow.com. Let me know what we see. I'm going to go over here and check this out. So what I was about to say, downtown, they have a new project. You guys are going to find out about it before Mr. Stasio comes, but they have lots that are 500 square meters. And the most interesting thing about this is they're selling the lots, and near as I can tell, they're like 40 G's, 50 G's, something like that. But it's like a community, and that community have like amenities. Downtown, they allege. I don't know fully exactly I've seen some pictures. They're impressive. And they're starting to spout some things like Punta Cana Village, but it's not Punta Cana Village, but they're saying it's going to be like that. That's upscale. I'm like, wait, if they're going to have 500 square meter lots, those are 5,000, 5,500 square feet. Those are nice size for Punta Cana. that means you can build a nice house. So now the question is, or should be on your mind, how much does it cost per square foot to build a house? Well, again, 100 to 120 per square foot for a base type home. So you can get 3,000 square foot home potentially for 3,000 to 300,000 to 360,000. But it's going to be up to your build, your specs, which is kind of cool. Semi-custom, be nice, right? So that wouldn't be too bad on a 500 square meter lot. That would be pretty good. So, but if they're talking Punta Cana Village, which actually has shops and restaurants and things like that, that would be very cool. So we're going to find out more about it, but he's going to bring it on Tuesday, and it'll be evening time, I think 7 p.m. I'm trying to have the tax lady on, Claudia. She wants to do it in the afternoon, so it won't be evening. It's going to be an afternoon situation. I don't know what she means do in the afternoon probably, but as you guys know, all of this is recorded because tax time, because you are a corporation, you want to save on taxes. There's little tricks that you might want to think about at the end of the year. Because at the end of the year, a corporation starts thinking about their taxes. So they start saying, I got to lose money. I got to make more money. I got to move assets. There's all kinds that you might want to do, or buy something, add more to your 401k, or add more to your own solo 401k. You never, ever know. Thank you so much. I did receive this title, or not title, but appraisal, I'm assuming. No, not title. That's not what I don't know if this is it or not. I don't think this is what I'm talking about. This is actually your title. That's nice. No, I was looking for the appraisal. Okay, maybe I'll read this. Maybe the appraisal's in here. I'll look at it. This is not what I'm actually talking about. I'm talking about when the guy comes out and they said your property's worth 300 and I don't know what the number was, but let's say they said it's worth 350,000 before you bought it. That's what I'm looking for. Where's his appraisal paperwork that says it's worth 350,000 or 400,000 or whatever the number was? That's what I'm looking for. If that piece of paper does say it, because it looks like it's pretty long, if it does say it, then that's what I'm looking for. But I'm looking for his paperwork that he gave to you that said this is why your house is worth 350,000 or 400,000, whatever the number was. All right. Hopefully that's what I'm looking for, not title. But if the title includes it, then good. You don't need to send me anything else. But thank you so much for that. So I'll look at it, tomorrow, whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like, something did load up. We'll see if there's any music. If not, I'm going to play this right now. But All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There you go. Courtesy of the Mo and E White collaboration, along with my collaboration. That's how we put it together, ladies and gentlemen. That obviously is at my number one, Larimar. I call it resort now, but Larimar City and Resort. That's the spot. That's the cliff on a rainy night in the pavilion with lights, camera, action, TV, and drinks. Eat and be merry could be done there. And oh, yes, we will be up there in May, clearly. All right. We will be there in May, ladies and gentlemen, up there on the cliff. That will be a hot spot. All right. Let's go. Okay. He says that's it. Okay. Yes, that's it. Okay. Title is an appraisal as well. I got to go look at it another day. So we'll talk about this on Friday. Thank you so much, Ray Del Cabezas. Eric, I've had that. You need to get access for passive income and invest conversation with others in the bank. And they look at me like I am crazy, especially young employees. They're simply out. Victor Marrero, I know just like you, I used to be in the workplace and I would talk just like I'm talking now. And all these people would look at me like I just put my money in the 401k and call it a day. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But you should be thinking about other things. And then they would be like, I don't care. Who cares? I'm like, okay, do what you want. Do what you want. And then I'll give you other conversations I would have, though. I was much younger, so I was a little more brash as well. Well done. Thank you so much, Professor Auntie Val. That was, like I said, the first part was Mo production on the cliff. Second little interlude where they started showing clips of all of us going around in Punta Cana. That was an E White edition. And then the last part was Hachi Cuevos attorney, Glennie, who has written the best, was part of the best contract, Larimar City, where there's no increase in prices for pre-construction, written in the contract, $2 a square meter. So you can't beat that. So that was Immobilia production. So I added it at the end and then had a nice little music, but we have several versions of that. And not everybody has seen that full version, but they've seen parts of that version. But again, I thought I'd play it where else? Right here in the SSN Nation live stream, on the Wednesday night live stream, where only members can get into the chat room. If you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. On Wednesday night live stream, that's the one at 8:50 p.m. Not all Wednesdays, because sometimes Wednesdays we have a 7:05, 7:35 p.m. Live stream. You would be able to get into that chat room. Friday, you can get in that chat room. Monday, you can get in that chat room. Any other live stream, you can get in the chat room except Wednesday night live streams, ladies and gentlemen. Just letting you know. All right. So that's how we do it. Now, what else can we talk about other than the fact that people, we talked about on Monday, our Money Making Monday, we talked about Yield Max ETFs, dividends. We talked about at least 10 different dividend stocks, right? And ARLP, I remember ARLP, even Brian P. bought that up, which is an energy stock worth checking out. Gives out dividends, 14%. Pretty hefty. So I was saying, like Victor Marrero was saying, about talking to your coworkers. And it used to be like, I can only be like laughing because I actually work with them. So I go to work, and of course I'm in my 20s. And I'm going to work with people, but again, I actually have an office, but I'm working because I'm so young, and I was just like, well, I should learn how business works, corporations are run. Maybe I'll get a raise, which I did, but maybe I'd get promoted, which I didn't. And they'd be like, so I was just like, and my resume, because it's a different era. It's not like you could do social media. So I was like, well, at least I can put something down and say I worked here for X amount of years. I got promoted to this spot, doing this stuff. At least I'm thinking ahead, like, okay, when I'm like 30, 35, I'll be like, I won't even have nothing to do with none of this. I'm just doing this so I have this fallback, so to speak. I could always say I did this, have this, do that. But it quickly went all awry, quickly, because it was just one of those things. I'm working with people, and it's not so much that they could care less, but they would get their 401k at the end of the year, and they, like I said, they're happy like 9%. And so I'd be like, what are you happy about? 9%. I was like, I get like 14%. And then I would tell them about Vanguard. And they'd be like, what? I said, yeah, our company doesn't allow you to put money. They don't use Vanguard because they only used to do certain funds. And I used to have Templeton Group. So then they would be like, you're lying. I'd be, why would I lie? You guys are happy about 9%. I made like, one did 13.5, another did 14.1. This year the market was up. I don't understand. And they're just like, well, they're the best guys. They should do it. Like the company's looking out for you. I'm listening to all this stuff and I'm like, what the hell? So then I'd bring my stuff in and I'd be like, look, I don't have to lie. Look, you can see right here for yourself, 13.5, 14.1, 14.5. And they're just like, what the? I said, exactly. That's a big difference in 9%. Plus they're taking a 1.3% fee. I have zero fees at the time back in the day. They're taking 1.3 out of yours. So actually you made more money, but you're not going to see that. They're taking it in fees. So that's the conversations I would show people, and they would still be like, well, we're just going to stick with the company 401k. I'd be like, but in 2 years, you could have made 30% instead of 18 or less. I'm just like, what is wrong? I was like, okay, enough. So I'd have conversations like that. And then I don't know how to say it. You know, I don't know. You were correct. Thank you, Joe Nate. I don't know how to say it, but then it was crazy. It was weird because I'm working at my desk, and one day somebody comes in and they say, Eric, somebody in the parking lot hit your car. And I'm like, okay, it's insured. And they're just like, you're not upset. You're not running out there. You're not care. I was like, it already happened. What? I was like, okay, I'll go out and check it out. I'm like, did somebody leave a note on my car or something? I'm like, what's the big deal? Now it was, and to me, it was no big deal, but to them. So I'm just going to say, because I did things differently and I was a little more flashier at the time, I had a car that most people can't, where I worked at, couldn't afford. Let's just put it that way. That's why it was all this huff and a puff, because they were like, it's his car. That's pretty cool. And they thought I was going to be upset. And so when I responded with, I'm not going out there. Is there a note on the car? Do you guys check it out or something? I mean, apparently you know more than me. And they're like, you're not going out there? I said, no, I'll go out there at break. So I go out there at break, and yeah, car's messed up, but I just call the insurance company and be like, hey man, I need my car fixed. Simple. But I had another car. That's the problem. So next day I rolled with another car, my second car, because I always have 2 cars minimum, because you never know when your car is going to break down. Let's just put it that way. And my car doesn't have to be new either. My car can be 10 years old. My car can be 5 years old. My car can be 20 years old, as far as I'm concerned, as long as this thing's rolling. But I got to have 2. Can't have 1. Because just like now, my other car smashed up. So I'm driving another car. That's simple. And I have another car in Cali. So when I go to Cali, then I have a car sitting there. Then I have a car sitting here. I got cars. I used to have cars in like 4 places. So whenever I go someplace, I have my cars. But that's the kind of thing that you do, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Eric, I've had that. You need to get assets for passive income. Yep, I love that. Trust me, man. Trust me. That used to drive me crazy. I'm in the lunchroom trying to talk to people and say, hey, man, this is what you need to do so you can move faster. And they just like a blank stare look at me like, no, I'm just going to go with the company thing because they came in and talked to us and said we should be in these mutual funds and this is it. I'm like, I just gave you here. I'm writing stuff down. Just go look. We had computers. Go look. Go look. You'll see. You're missing out on 6 to 7, 8% annually. You do that for 10 years. You done doubled your money. You lost out on doubling your money and then some. I'm just like, man, this is crazy. Just crazy. Crazy. 3 times your money and you're like worrying about what the company's doing. So you can be a company man. So again, life is weird and life is fun, but you are, whatever you're doing now is going to reflect a year or two later. So just keep that in mind. If some of you may think it's too late to start something, it's not. You need to start now. And then in 1.5 to 2 years, you'll get to the goal that you need to be at. But at least you're not going to be 2 years later when everything goes up another 20% and you're going, I can't keep up. At least you'll be able to keep up. So you got to plan now. That's the bottom line to the story. Bottom line to the story. On top of that, you don't have the flexibility to invest in any ETF with your 401k account. That's correct. Many times these are targeted funds based on your age. That is correct. There is no flexibility in them. You got that right. The one time I worked at Delta Dental, they brought me 3 options. They said, Eric, here's your 3 options for the 401k. They were all basically like 6% or 7%. They were conservative. And I'm just like, what is this? And so then I just told them, no, I got my money going somewhere else. And I just told them, Vanguard, Templeton Group at the time was top dogs. One of them, Vanguard was always top dogs. And so you had those are the main 2 that I deal with. And I'm trying to think there was a third, but nonetheless, the point is they would be like on my case. Eric, you need to be with, I go, I don't need to be with you. You get paid off of this. Stop it. Then when I worked at Campbell's Soup, same scenario. They brought in some guys, said, hey, you can only do these. They want 1.3%. I said, what's the expense? 1.3. I was like, what are you doing? Get that out of here. So you try to explain this to people. And once again, my friends would tell me, hey, Eric, why do you talk to people about things? I said, well, I just try to help people. And then I said, but the reality of the situation is, notice I'm trying to talk to them about helping them make more money. I said, because I can't talk to 9 to 5 workers when we're talking about business, because you're thinking about showing up to work, working for these guys. I'm thinking I'm not working for these guys. I'm just here on vacation. And they'd be like, what do you mean? I said, I'm just here on vacation. I don't really have to work here. I'm just doing this so I have something. I'm only 20 something. I have to work, right? I have to have something just in case. I'm slaying dragons. I have businesses. If my businesses fail, at least I'll have something that says, oh, he worked here, I worked there, and I could do all these skills. I said, so at least I have a plan instead of I'm going to work here for 20, 25 years. I was like, what does that look like? I said, that doesn't look like what, 2-3 years vacation versus vacation whenever you want. I mean, come on, stop playing. And they're like, oh, you're only 23, 24. What do you know? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Got to bounce, fam. All right, Auntie Val, say hello to the family, the Beachfront Java family as well. Early call tomorrow. Thank you so much for being in the house. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, go to Beachfront Java. Our own Professor Auntie Val and family gives you 10% off for life. How do you get that? You put in that promo code ssnlifestyle.com, all caps, except forget the .com. SSN Lifestyle, all caps, after your first order, and free shipping in the United States on your first order, but 10% off after your first order. And you've got that Keurig, you're in. You got drip, fine ground, you're in. You got whole bean where you can grind it up, you're in. She has all of that. And then you say, Eric, I don't do coffee. She has tea, so she has that. Go check it out, ladies and gentlemen, at Beachfront Java. Coming soon to a place near you, I'm sure. And thank you once again, Professor Antival, for supplying us that Black Friday special at 20% off. That was very nice of you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if she still has that Black Friday special, but I'd go over to Beachfront Java, and if she does, you better get that 20% off right now. That was like $5 off on my order. That's all I'm going to say. So once again, smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, because corporations versus the citizens, it's in full effect. If you work for somebody else right now, that corporation, yes, they pay you a salary, but they're actually against you ultimately. They have to pay you a salary to hold you there. That is what you're worth. Are you worth more than your salary? More than likely. But they can't pay you more, or they won't pay you more. I don't know which one it is, because it's hard to really tell. But the fact of the matter is, we know 60% plus of the American citizens live paycheck to paycheck that have a job. That is a problem. The teeter-totter is way out of whack. We need more like 40%, because 65% only means 35% of the people have disposable income. That's a problem. But the good news for everybody that buys assets that pay you, the top 10%, just like in the stock market, they control 89% of the stock market, which is 89% of the wealth, right? Well, the top 10% control 70% of the wealth overall. So now you got a problem, because the rest, you have to share the 30% of the wealth amongst hundreds of millions of people. Little kibbles and bits, ladies and gentlemen. So if you won the lottery for $200 million and you had to share it with 200 million other people, you wouldn't like that, would you? Well, that's what's happening, because 5 other people that won the lottery and have the same 200 million, they don't have to share. But you got to share with 200 million others. There's going to be a problem, right? That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fool yourself into comfort zone. This is no time for comfort. This is the time that you have to start thinking. There's some people going around saying, buy gold and silver. Gold and silver has risen. Gold is up over 2,000 an ounce. I'm pretty sure it was. And then silver was over 25 ounce again. Okay, no problem. The problem I have, though, is after I buy it, it sits on a shelf or in a black hole. This is no time for sitting on a shelf and being in a black hole, because I have bills to pay. So I need returns coming in my bank accounts somewhere. My Airbnb accounts, my PayPal accounts, something, right? Bank accounts overseas, bank accounts in the US. We need money coming in. That's what you need to strive for. I'm just saying, 2 years, you'll say, thank God I listened to Eric. Okay? Just keep that in mind, because here it is, 2020. I was telling people to buy the pre-constructions. They weren't listening. You could have bought stuff for under 100,000, 100 low 20s that are now 200, 250, 300. Instant equity for something that costs you 0 or 10% down, no interest for your down payment over 2 or 3 years. And then you would have had to finance it. Yes, the finance in the DR, 7.5, 6.5. Yes, that's, is what it is. But that's not right now. That's not crazy. In America, it's 7.5. You'd be happy if somebody right now said in the US, we'll give you a 6.5 or a 6% loan, wouldn't you? 7.5 is normal now. So when you really start thinking about it, it's like it's catching up with you. You're not going to be able to stay ahead of inflation, ladies and gentlemen. The die has been cast. Every country is printing money. Doesn't matter which country it is. Nobody's going to be able to escape unless you have a booming economy, somewhat like DR, and they can reduce their federal funds rate in the DR earlier this year, like 4 months ago. That indicates they're doing fine. When you have billions of dollars coming in annually, you will be doing fine. All right. we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I went on the rant a little bit too long tonight. It wasn't meant to be a rant. I thank everybody for being here. Please smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, once again, subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. And if you can't get on the live stream tonight, it's because it's members only on Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m. Mo Better says, Nestor posts about a new project. That's the one I was talking about. La Reserva. Do you know anything about it? That's the one I was talking about. I know a little bit about it. 500 square foot, 500 square meter lots. And from nearest I can, in fact, let me go look. I have it. I have it here. I know a little about it. Let me go look something up right now. Okay. Yeah, La Reserva at City Place. I know all about it. This could be pretty cool. Okay, so what I can't tell is it looks like 28,000. I'm sorry. Now I see where it is. What is this? 70,000. That's what it is. They have different payment plans though. So 1,000 to reserve, 13,000 down payment. This is for land now, okay? And then 40%. So they have a 20, 40, 30. That's not right. 30 months. 20, what is this? 2040 is 60%. Oh, and then 28K later. But you have 30 months. But anyhow, here's the situation. $70,000, for instance. I guess that's what the lot price cost. 1,000 to reserve. 20% down means 13,000. 40%. Is this for real? Hold on a second. Is this for real? This looks like I'm all entirely wrong. This looks like you're going to be putting 20% down, 40%. Is this right? Hold on. I have a few calculation problems here. I can't really tell what this is. It's hard to read. Anyhow, so they're saying I got a reserve of 1,000. Separation is 13,000. Then it says initial 40% is 28,000. Okay, so that leaves me 42 grand. So I guess at the end of 30 months, I got to pay the 42 grand. I don't know. But anyhow, 70 grand. That's all I know. Again, I can't make heads or tails out of this. I probably shouldn't. Hold on. I'll do it this way. Yeah, there you go right there. So maybe somebody can make heads or tails out of this. All right. Because I can't. I cannot. It looks like 20% down. And I showed somebody's name on here. It's 20% down, 40% initial. So I can't, it looks like they're saying 60% down. 42,000, yeah, $42,000 down, and they do a monthly of $933 a month for 30 payments. Yeah, so you got to put 60% down in order to buy this lot or pay full cash, 70 grand. So yeah, I know a little bit about it, and actually I know more than that. I just didn't read it. So I'll give you guys a little love. I'll give you a little love on it. Here, let me get this off of here. I'll give you a little love. Look, here we go. Let me show some love, I guess. Here we go. Since Mo asked, I don't know where this is downtown, quite frankly. I know there's a lagoon behind downtown, but I don't want to be nowhere near that lagoon. So it appears that's where it is. Here it is. It appears it's by that little lagoon around it. So it's coming. Bavaro Lagoon. Yeah. it's looking that way. So yeah, Bavaro. So it is around the Bavaro Lagoon. That'll be pretty cool. That makes things very interesting. You want to know why? Somebody's got to go out there ASAP, because if they allow you to build a 3-story house, you might be able to see water from there. Oh, they do have apartments in here. So phase 1. Oh, wow. Phase 1 is pretty big. Here goes phase. I'll do it this way. Phase 1. Yeah, I have it. So I might even talk about it sooner. Might have it sooner. Okay, 114 UD 6756. There you go. That's first phase. Looks like there's some apartments there, but I'm not really seeing any amenities around there. I know there's amenities, so I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, it looks like it's going to be beautiful. Check it out. Right? Looks like it's going to be beautiful. Going to be beautiful. This looks beautiful. This looks beautiful, right? Nice little beautiful building. Don't know what that is, but beautiful. And now we got Showtime. That looks like shopping or something. I don't know. Showtime. Whatever that building is, it looks nice, but it's just one building. They have a solarium of some sort. Once again, we can do all this nice seating areas, nice, not bad. We have, looks like shops, or yeah, there's a shops area, shops, restaurant, nice. So can't complain about that. Once again, we're back to this entertainment section here. Looks like there might be people eating. Looks like a restaurant's in here for sure. That's what it looks like. So, yeah, so I can actually, oh, but this here is very interesting. A solarium, I guess, of some sort. That's interesting. On the water, no less. And there's some more. It looks like shops, quite frankly. It's like shops. There's bags, there's shops. So here's the deal. You guys will like this. There you go. $130 a square meter, but that's what you have to do. 80%. All right. And they're doing it the old-fashioned way. You want $135 a square meter? Then you have to do 50%, 20 during construction. And then if you want to pay $140 per square meter, then you're going to do 20% down, 40% during construction, 40% delivery. Those are your options. Oh, wait, there's another option. Oh, it gets worse. $165 per square meter. And this is what they come with. 15% down, 15% during construction, 70% on delivery. But you're going to pay $165. That's one hell of a deal. But everything's negotiable, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's negotiable. So let's go look at 165 times 500. Is that 75,000? 82,500. Not bad for a 500 square meter lot. 82.5. If that project has, I didn't see amenities other than the shopping area. Shopping areas are not amenities without having other amenities. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Amenities. All right. 1,000 to reserve. Sports zone, good. Plaza commercial, good. Casa Club, that must be what they were showing. Zona Colonial, that must be what they were showing. What else we got here? Water, natural water area, villas and apartments, cool. Green areas, security, all right. Let's see, do we have anything else here? Gymnasium, paddleball court, art area, paddleball court, tennis court, snack bar, pools, kids club, and more. Oh, restaurants, bar, spa. Now we talk. All right, spa, chill zone, yoga area. So they got a little something. They have amenities. Looks like you might not have to leave the area to go do too much. Paddleball, tennis, snack bar, kids club, pool area, restaurant, bar, spa, chill zone, co-working spaces, I'll call it. Salons. That looks good. Let's see. We don't have wellness. They're calling it salons. Yoga, plaza, reserve, 1,000 down, 20%. Yep, that is what it was. 20% for contract. So it's 20% down, 40% during construction, 40% June 2026. That's what we saw in that one plan. So it is 2040. 20, 40, 40. You pay $933 per month for land. That's $70,000. I wonder how that happened. Because 20, 40, 40, let's see, what was 20, 40, 40? 20, 40, 40, wasn't that like 135 or something? Yeah, 20, 40, 40 is 140,000. All right, just so everybody knows, 140,000 per square meter. So $140 per square meter, 140 times 500. Yeah, that's 70,000. Yep. So that's what they did. They did a 20, 40, 40. And then their payments are $933 per month, and they spent 70 grand. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, George, they're selling the lots over there, and they're different prices. They're 500 square meters. Those are large, very large. That's 5,500 square feet by the Dominican Republic numbers. At Larimar, their lots out by the golf course are 450 square meters, which are very large by standards, because inside complexes, you rarely have anything that's 500 square meters. Usually you have 260, 270, 300, 325, 350. You rarely have 500 square meters. 450 square meters is 5,000 square feet. That's 4,900. But nonetheless, that's pretty cool. So this has potential. It has potential, but who are the developers? That is the $1 million question. They are not saying who the developers are. No love for developers. So we need to know who they are. They're not going to get to hide out. All right. So we will see. We will see. Yep. It's La Reserva. I see I'm on WhatsApp right now. Yeah, George, I'm La Reserva. That's the prices, man. Can you send this La Reserva? 80%. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got different levels. They're not playing fair. If you're going by a favorable payment plan, they want to charge you more per square meter for the lot. I don't like that, but it's all negotiable. So if you're going to buy lots, at least this one, they have amenities. It's pretty nice. Not bad. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Here, I put it in the group. So you guys have you guys all have it. All right, there we go. But you can do 15, what was it? 1570, but you got to pay 165 square meters for the same lot. So if you do a 1570, you got to pay 500 times 165. 82,500. You got to pay 12,500 more if you want to do a 1570. 15% down, 15% during construction, 70% in 30 months. Your payment will also not be $933 a month. Your payment's going to be more. It's going to be like $1,500, $1,600 a month for some land, and you still have to build. So the question is, do they have a build requirement? That'll ultimately be the question. So, Eric, you have the brochure? Yes. I just put in the SSN Nation Punta Cana group. Remember, what's that contract look like? Hey, we don't know. Just came out today. We don't know what it looks like. It's just land. So the only thing that's going to matter at this point, there probably is not going to be any price increase. But you never know. You never know. So I'm assuming it's just going to be 82.5, 70,000, or $120. But with that program, you got to do 80% down. 80% of well, it'd be 48 G's or 50 G's. A lot cheaper than 72 and a lot better than 82. It's 56, 57, 60. That's pretty inexpensive, but that's 80% down. So take your pick. Or there's always land somewhere else. But if you're going to pick somewhere else, at least these guys, could this be the second villa project that can get into my top 5 because of all the brochure, all the amenities that they have? They have everything there. Not everything, but a lot of stuff is there that they don't have to leave, I don't think. That's pretty good. I'm going to go over this again. This is pretty impressive, quite frankly. Finally, somebody got it right. I knew this was going to happen, though. We knew this was going to happen because it's just a matter of time. Because after the big 4, everybody else has to come with something. And that's going to be about the cheapest property value right there. We don't know. Does anybody know what happens when it rains or the weather gets real wet in that lagoon, Bavaro Lagoon area? Because notice, nobody ever really wanted to build out there, but these guys are taking it on. So I want to know. But look at all this plaza, commercial plaza, the sports complex. They have a Casa Club. They have access to the beach. Of course, it's like right there. Colonial zone. They have natural water areas. Villas and apartments are going to be included. So it's almost like a mini Vista Cana, a mini Larimar, a mini. I mean, they got more stuff than the Primaveros. Green areas, security guards. They got a boulevard, which you saw. They have the service. What does that service zone mean? I don't know. They have an art area. They have a gymnasium. They have paddleball courts, tennis courts, snack bar, pool, Olympic pools, actually. They say piscinas, Olympicas. So they have Olympic-sized pools. That's interesting. Kids club, restaurant, bar, spa, chill zone, salons, yoga area. That's pretty much everything. Everything's there. Yeah, just like that's what they call it, Punta Cana Village, because this is like Punta Cana Village. They have shopping. They have a gym area, the paddle. Yeah, this is similar. They just don't have a basketball court, but, you know, it is what it is. That's the only thing they're missing. And along with, you know, other stuff too. But, you know, that's pretty good for a villa project. This is what you want right here. They don't have a man-made beach, but they do have something. They have something over water because we saw it. It looks like a solarium, a sitting area. I don't know what it is. A chill zone. Maybe that's what that chill zone is, but that's pretty sweet. So this is just land right now. You still have to build your villa. So just saying, pretty inexpensive if you ask me, with all these amenities. This is pretty good. They get to move into a villa project that's worthwhile to check in. And this is phase one. They're going to have apartments, condos also in there. They're going to have different phases. This is pretty interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. We're going to wrap it up early, but please join me on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Now, I spoke with Johan today, and he didn't look at my stuff that I wanted. He wanted to find out what I wanted to do. So hear it from me, I guess, instead of through my messaging to him. So hopefully in the next 7 days, I'll be able to bust out what I want to do, and maybe you guys might want to come along for the ride. But hey, it's going to be worldwide. It's going to be global. It's going to be for a lot of different people. But it will have to do, simply said, I'm gonna make this very simple. What I'm gonna do is, it's gonna be simple. You guys know SSN Lifestyle. The idea behind it was memberships and things like that. Well, this is an offshoot of it, because I'm gonna create a company, and I think it's almost in stone I could do it. It's like I said, it's not illegal anywhere in the world. But again, every country has different rules, different laws. But I put forth him something that I want to do. But what I'm going to do is, because it's going to fall in my lap apparently, is that I'm going to have a condo over there. And if it goes right, I'll know about that in a little bit. But I'm going to have this condo over there. I'm going to turn it into what you guys would consider timeshare. The reason why I say you're going to consider it that way is because I'm going to have something that's going to be a right to use for like 20 years. But there's only going to be 12 available. That's it. 12. There's not going to be like all year long. But those 12 people, they will be able to go any time during the year, except for some blackout dates. We know it's Christmas and New Year's and all that. Christmas, New Year's, Holy Week. There's probably another one or two, but there'll be 5 or 6 days that you can't go. So the idea is, it's very simple. $10,000, rest of 20 years, and $500 annually. That's it. So some would say, okay, Eric, let me see how does this work. Well, I got more twists for you, because it's going to be a 2-bedroom. So that's cool. You can always have up to 6 people come with you. But there's a twist, because if I have my way, there's going to be a 3rd unit. So therefore, it's going to be like a 3-bedroom, but there's a separation. So the 3rd unit, you will have it where you can have all 3 rooms, the 2-bedroom and the studio, or you can choose the studio. So you could end up with additional nights, because you could say, I want to stay in the 2-bedroom this week. I want to stay in the studio another week. So not worked out yet, but have to get it on paper, have to make sure the laws are all good. But that's what I'm looking for. So just to let you know, that'll be part of the SSN Lifestyle brand. Now, you guys know it's business, right? You know it's business. So eventually, you know that's paper. You have to understand. And you understand also that means there's an expansion that's going to happen. So now start thinking with your mind. What does he mean by expansion? Right. I can do it all the time. So now you create your own thing. That's why we're going to have an office. Hopefully, I don't know if the price is right. Well, it's going to be at Larimar on the Beach Club Boardwalk. Clearly, all right, just to give you an idea. But I'm just saying that is the plan. So all of it's going to happen. Quite frankly, I'm going to know in about a week to 10 days. So I'm giving you guys some previews. Yeah, there's some stuff that's going to happen that's going to be off the charts. So yeah, we're going to create our own little club situation. It'll be limited, and it's going to be a right to use, and it's going to be, you guys know who the lawyer is going to be. It's going to be Johan. He says that he doesn't really do that type of thing. Create this. He thinks I'm going to create like this timeshare big thing. I said, nah. I said, actually, I'm creating 12 people. That's it. They get their use except for blackout days, or you have to, pay additional fee for blackout if you try. But nonetheless, it's not going to be like we're going to have every week somebody can use it and all that crap, because the rest of the year it's going to be under Airbnbs. You don't get to share none of those profits, but that's the whole idea. You get to have your week for 20 years with an offshoot of other items that's going to come along the line. And there's going to be several, because I think it's almost time to make it happen. It's going to go down. So be prepared, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, it'll be in a place that has, pools, fitness center, game room. Yeah, it'll be in a place like that, but it's not going to be in Vista Cana, Larimar, Atlantida, anything like that. It's going to be in a normal type of villa condo complex that has some amenities. So it's going to be more like a vacation type thing, but not really like a place that's going to have all these amenities. In fact, it's not going to have as many amenities as this place here, La Reserva, but it'll have, sports. It won't have the Casa Club, won't have shopping on site. But hey, it is what it is. Otherwise, it would cost a hell of a lot more. All right. So hopefully that helps you out with that. You'll know about that. And the one-time fee, by the way, because that's the thing he said, is $10,000 a year. I said, no, $10,000 one time. That's it. $500 a year, because you have HOAs. You're going to have upkeep, maintenance, whatever. But so what? I said, do that right to use for 20 years. And so now what's the cost of it really? Because you guys know what things used to cost in 2010 doesn't cost the same in 2020, doesn't cost what used to cost in 2020, doesn't cost the same now when you go on vacation in 2023. So let's get real. If you can lock in a certain price point, and George likes locking in prices. If you can lock in a certain price point, somebody else has already jumped on the bandwagon. Everybody likes this La Reserva. I got another message for La Reserva. That's funny. That is funny. All right, Beachfront Java. There you go. What's up, SSN Nation? Oh, I'm way off here. I got to go way down. I see I didn't skip some things here. Eric, you have the brochure. Remember the contract. George's Charles. Primavera selling land half the price. Hey, George, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Half of what price? I didn't get that promo. What do you mean? No, they're not selling it for half the price. Their lots aren't $65 or $70 per square meter. They're $100. They're over $100 now. Let me go look. I'll tell you what it is. What I mean, not over 100,000. What I mean is they're over $100 a square meter. Yeah. Here we go. I'll show you. Right here. 297 square meters. They're at $135 per square meter. Says that's about $40K. So they have 135 a square meter, but you got to sign on to the 80% plan. That's the only problem with that. But I'm just saying it's not like half the price. And that lot size is 297. It's not even 300 square meters. And it doesn't matter, the same price, 135 a square meter. So no, they don't have, it's not half price. So it is what it is. So once again, we knew this was going to happen. I told you guys this was going to happen. People are going to start upping their game. We just don't know who bought all this vacant land in Punta Cana area. And apparently somebody bought some vacant land. La Reserva was reserved. And they got enough land because they have multiple phases coming out. And they have a shopping center on site, restaurants on site. They even have water, lagoons on site. You can walk to the beach. This makes it very, very interesting. 165 a square meter, though, 1570, that's a bit much. If you can stay around 130, 140, that would make it a good deal. 70,000 for 500 square meters, that would be pretty good, quite frankly, with all those amenities in place. So either you wait for, wait for the condos if you want to stay in a condo, or you can create your own big ass villa there. So we'll see what happens. But it looks like there is a place downtown that has everything in there, except they don't have a man-made beach, but they have the real beach right out back. So they're close. And like I said, I would be more inclined to go look and see what my rules are for building, because if they say you can build 3 levels high, that means you can have a house that could potentially have ocean view, which, let's call it what it is, that's a value. So we will see. Punta Cana Village is right next to the airport, like a 3-minute drive. Exactly. That's what they're aching. That's what they're saying La Reserva is. That's what everybody has said. They go, oh, it's like Punta Cana Village. I'm like, if it's like Punta Cana Village, then if you know anything about Punta Cana Village, then they have the shops, the restaurants, the nice homes, the nice community, and the values are up there. So if they're building that type of environment over here downtown with these amenities, meaning they're bringing over that little shop area, the mall area, and all that kind of thing, the sports courts and all that, that's a great, great value, because quite frankly, that's what's missing downtown. This is what I thought Aldea Park was doing, which would have made the value astronomical. This place here, their value is going to be astronomical because nobody has to leave. You have restaurants, you have bars, you have workout, you have fitness, you have salons. I mean, you got everything. You got your sports courts, and they do say they have a sports complex. Then they mention tennis and paddleball courts, so maybe they do have the infamous basketball courts. But if they're just missing basketball courts, I'm not going to beat them up about that. But they have everything else on site. You don't have to even bother to go out your gates. That is major. You guys know amenities matter. And so these guys said, we're up in the game. And it's pretty big. So I'm going to give them credit for this situation. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty sweet. In a closed community for security. Yes, exactly. They have security. It's just like, I don't know if Punta Cana Village is closed, because I ate over at Punta Cana Village at their little shops, but I didn't try to go inside. So I don't know if there was an inside. I just was over there, but that's pretty cool. My lot size is 388 square meters. Yeah, but you're not buying the lot though. So if you were, you would have paid not 135. You probably paid 120 at the time, 115. But you have yours included with your build, so it's actually even better. But you would have paid like 115 at the time, 100, 115. So, it is what it is. But those prices are gone. 115 apparently is gone. You can't get that anywhere, not even from Primavera. Primavera's at 135. So when you're downtown and they're saying 130, that's not a bad deal out the box for that type of property. And if they're saying, let me go look and see what their second phase or their second number was, because I can't remember their numbers. The first number was 130, and that's 80% down, 20% on delivery. The next one is 135, which matches Primavera, 50% down, 20% during construction. So 135 times 500, to give people an idea. This is easy because 50% is easy to go by. 135. Come on. 135 times 500 That's 67.5 divided by 50, 37,750. No, 67.5. I'll do times 0.5. Make it easy for me. 33,750. And then 20%, which is 13,000 over 30 payments. So that'd be 33,000 down and $500 a month. And then 30% on delivery. So, and then pay 140 and you get a 20% down, 40% during construction, but now you're paying 140 a square meter for the land. So it starts escalating. And then you get to 165. So there you go. So those are the options you have. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, 388 over inside Primavera 4 is a large. Eric, do they build the villas? Have any models? No. This is land only so far. So the question, that is the question, who's going to build the villas? You're going to have to probably find somebody, or they'll eventually have somebody, but it just came out. So we don't know. But again, okay, look, I've been talking with some guys about the villas. The villas are going to be 100. Okay, let's just say you want a base model and your ground is flat. That's the easiest build, right? So you can look at $100, or sorry. Okay, I'll use square feet to make it easier. You can look at $100 a square foot to about $120 a square foot. That's just going to be a basic build. All right, so land flat, water, sewer, utility or something is, hooked up, or it's hooked up in the area so it can hook into your house. It has to be something that's relatively easy. Once you start going into no man's lands, then it's going to cost you more. So if there's a grade on the lot, that's going to cost you more. If there's all of a sudden you got to get electrical from 100 yards down, 200 yards down, you got to get sewer down. If they use sewer, that's going to cost you money. So unless the project itself, which is another question when you buy land, you have to ask them, is the water hookups there? Is the sewer going to be hooked up here? What's coming down to my lot? Because if they say nothing, then you can forget. They can give you a lot for free. Because if they say nothing and you have no electrical down there, no sewer, no water, you're going to have to bring it down. And when you start talking about going a tenth of a mile, all of a sudden it's like $5,000 to $10,000, and you're saying, well, you got to bring this down like 5, 6, 7 clicks. That's like $100,000. So that's the first thing. I'm assuming if you buy a lot that they're going to have all of the services to the lot. And that goes for worldwide. That's why you don't just go out here and buy online and buy some land in the middle of nowhere. And then when you get there, you find out electricity is a half a mile away. What about water? There's no water here. Water is over there half a mile away. Well, what about sewer? Sewer? Do you know you're in the rural area and there's no sewer around here for 2 miles? Everybody on here uses septic systems. That's why you have to know those answers before you buy. So that's why the value of the lot is based on if there's water there, sewers there, and there's electricity already there. You know how much it costs to get it there in the first place? So if somebody's selling you a lot for 25, 30, 35,000, that's how much it was costing to get all that stuff down there, even with the assistance of the city, county, state. That's still a cheap price. So when somebody says lots are like $100,000 or less, and they're bringing you all the services are hooked to your lot, if you had to do that individually, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So that's why the DR blows me away, because just like this, you can $40, $50, $60, $70,000. That's pretty inexpensive if the utilities are to your lot. That's the key right there. So just remember, if you buy lots anywhere or land anywhere, that's what you need to know. If they don't have it, then you better figure out what your cost is before you buy the lot. So there you go. So no models, no nothing yet. Just came out. Eric, they're saying it's going to be near Cocobongo. It's not near Coco. They can say it's near Cocobongo, but clearly you can see on the map it's not near Cocobongo. It's more near that lake at the back. Here, I'll show you again. This is what we're talking about. I'll show you where it is. Look, here's the red dots. Look, it's by the lagoon, the Bavaro Lagoon. See the red dots? That's it. The red dots, right? In fact, the red dots right on Bavaro Lagoon, but look at all that area. That's pretty good. They're saying, hold on, the seed. Let me go look. Hold on. We got to check this out again. The beach, Cabeza, downtown. Wait, where are they at? So it's going to encompass. This is weird. So what are they saying? All right, we got a problem. Oh, La Reserva. Okay, here we go. I couldn't see it on the map. All right, so this is very interesting. Do you see all these dots? Hold on a second. Let me get this down here a little bit. Move this over. Okay, you see the black, like a little club or little flower-looking thing? That's La Reserva, and you see the little circle that gets sent down to it. So that gives you the area where La Reserva is. Now, you can see where downtown's going to be, because downtown is, well, I messed that up. But you can see where downtown is on the map. Let's see. Can you guys read that? No, you can't see it, can you? Nope, can't see it. Hard to see. It's in white, but there you go, downtown. And then when I go up, see how far downtown is versus underneath Cabeza, and that circle underneath Cabeza, that's where this new place, La Reserva, is going to be. The beach, you see how far away the beach is? So you know where the beach is. So this is closer to the actual Cabeza del Toro beach. It's in the backside, closer to that lagoon. So this is very interesting. And then let's go. Look at this. Here we go. To give you an idea, there's that Bavaro Lagoon again. See? So it's near that Bavaro Lagoon, which is out back, which presently is like jungle. So unless they're going to make you drive out there. Now, phase 1 is in green. So this gives you an idea. So don't, you won't have anything to talk about, because there it is. Phase 1 is there. That's going to be the cheapest, by the way, unfortunately. So it's going to be what it is. Number 8 is behind it, which is weird. Phase 2 is also inside. So let's go look and see. So this looks like, what this really looks like is, this is interesting. Phase 1. Yeah, this looks like, this is interesting. I like it. Okay. All right. So here's your phase 1. You have the brochure. It's in the group, by the way. There's phase 1. As you come into the area, it's on the right-hand side. And then you see, like I say, phase 2 is not even the condos. Phase 2 is going to be out back. So that's very interesting. But phase 1 is huge. They have a lot of lots for sale. That's interesting. So pretty simple. Pretty simple. I like it. I like it. And I'm going to transfer this. All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it has potential if you're interested in building something. But if you're going to build it, what are you going to do with it? Because it's going to cost you, let's just say, $60,000 to get your lot. And let's say you want to build a 3,000 square foot house. That 3,000 square foot house is going to cost you $300,000. to 360,000. So you have spent 400 and some thousand before it's all done and said and done. So just keep that in mind. If that's what you plan on spending, that's what you're going to spend. That's just going to be for a standard. You want to do something custom, well, you're going to have to pay for it. If you want custom flooring, you want custom doors, you want custom stones on your walls or whatever you want to do, that's going to be extra. So again, if you're going to build something, more than likely you're going to build it to what you like, and it might cost you more than that $120 a square foot. Might be $150 a square foot, but then 3,000 square foot house is going to cost you $450,000 plus your lot, so you're going to be at $500,000. Will it be worth it? Probably. Will you do it? That's another question. Or can you just go buy something someplace like at Primavera 4? If you like Primavera 4, for instance, you can get a 2,600 square foot house for about $320, $330 right now with your land. So sometimes it's not cheaper to build. In fact, it's been a long time that it's cheaper to really build. The only reason building helps is if you're able to get it at the price now, because a year or two from now, it's going to cost more per square meter to build. But you can get into a project that is going to cost you less. I mean, so it's not a great advantage. It doesn't seem to me, because the building cost is just going to get up. So if I bought a lot right now and held it for a year, it's going to cost me more next year than it will this year to build. So each time I'm holding it, it's like it's going to cost me way too much. So I think if you're not going to build right away, then there's no point in buying a lot. Seriously, don't even consider it. Jeremiah is a builder too. Yeah, Jeremiah is a builder. Or, well, yeah, he's not really the builder, but he works with guys that are builders. I thought he was a builder too till I talked to him. Remember, we can use Jeremiah because he is a builder. Yeah, he doesn't build though. He's associated with people that do. So in other words, you can always find somebody that can build, a developer, builder, but you want to build with somebody you trust. So Jeremiah works with these guys. Thanks for the info, E. Maybe you can look deeper into it when you get it there next week. No, there's not going to be anything there. This is just came out today. So it's just renderings in a brochure. I doubt if the land's even cleared. I doubt if there's anything there. They're just selling lots. They're not even selling, there's no mark. I don't think there's going to be anything there. Traditionally, that's what happens. I'd rather do something like Primavera 4 because it would be the cheaper option right now. Yeah, exactly. You can get a 2,600 square foot house for $330, $320 with a lot that's, like George says, his is 388, but let's say you get 300 square meters, 297 square meters. So, I mean, you're going to spend 320 and you're done. And you don't have to worry about anything because you're with a developer, proven developer, no issues as far as we know. So we will see. But no, it'll be just like everybody else who's selling lots. It's just jungle. There might be a street or, dirt road. So it'll give you like an outline of where the street's going to be. But as far as markers and things like that, I wouldn't expect that at La Reserva right now. In fact, I wouldn't expect that for about at least 6, 7, 8 months. They're just going to be selling land and showing these wonderful brochures and saying this is what it's going to look like, but you're going to have to build your own house until they bust out the phase where it says we're building the condos right over here, and there's going to be 3 or 4 pools like the rendering shows. But other than that, sooner or later they might say we'll build, but I doubt if they're going to be building at the prices of $120, $125 a square meter, though. That's where the problem comes in. So at Primavera 4, they're building at $120, $125 a square meter. That's why you can get a 2,600 square foot house for roughly 310, 320,000 right now on a payment plan. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up like I said about 30, 40 minutes ago, but make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Make sure if you love what we're talking about, subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. Come back on Friday. The chat room is open to everybody. So come back and holler at us and let me know about those comments. Maybe somebody will comment on Friday about the Boogie Gopher Club Part 1. But by that time, there'll be a Part 2. So let me know what you guys are thinking about that when you see it. Unfortunately for us, it looks like we may take a huge L. More than likely, I think we're going to be taking L's for the Boogie Gopher Club as well. Another crypto project that's going to fail us because they're not even a crypto project anymore, as far as I can tell, other than the fact that they're using the terminology. But they're saying metadata, stocks, new company, we have shares. And I'm just like, you're still not making money to pay people because you abandoned what you said you were going to do before. And now I find out you don't even have a license. I hope that's not true. But for the license you used to have, they don't have a license. That's not good. That means you can't do business, which would also make sense on why stores are not open and why there's nothing else you can do. Unless there's another license somewhere in a different jurisdiction. But all I do know is I don't know how their app is on the Google Play Store when their license has been revoked, and Google apparently doesn't care. That's kind of weird. So they're not on the Apple Store because Apple, I guess, is a little more strict, like they should be. You don't have a license, then you shouldn't be able to have your app on our platform. So this is why they can't do what they said. And they didn't tell anybody. They kept taking in money. So I'd rather do something Primavera 4. Oh, I saw that video you went on me, as you should. Thanks, man. Yeah, that was just the tip of the iceberg. I got more. Like I said, there's a 7-person hit list. And I hit up on 3 of them straight out the box. They're going to keep getting beat up too. Like I said, you guys don't realize in the background on these streets, it's kind of wild, right? I make videos, I make comments about things, and then people are sending me messages or having people call people associated with me to tell them, hey, man, you need to tell him to stop doing this, about talking about this and that and the other. And then they're calling me and I'm like, man, I can do whatever I want. And so this is the funny stuff. And so I never really talk about it, but now I talk about it. And that's why those guys are getting some of the heat. Unlike everybody else who I ever talk about, they're just like, damn, he's right. I guess there ain't no, but these dudes are like, yeah, we're trying to ban your channel. We're trying to make sure they take down your YouTube channel. We're trying to make sure they take down your videos, all these threats and stuff like that. I say, okay, I'll just sit here and chill. And then when you guys blow up, I wish I could play some recordings. I'm not going to go that far, but I got recordings where I'm explaining to these guys, okay, I'm going to do this. But when you guys fail, which you will, I'll be coming. So now you talked all that smack. Okay, now I'm coming. I got receipts. I got more receipts than anybody. Because before we did our Ring of Fire, I was doing research, trying to check out what they were about. And so I'm going by, my friends are in it. These other people are in it. These other investors are spending $50, $60, $100,000. They go over there. They're like, yeah, the store is being built. The guy that's building the store, I have their phone number. I talked to him to get updates. So the store is legitimate. They're giving the whole rundown. So it's like, okay, I got video, I got this, I got that. So I'm tracking them before we did our Ring of Fire for 7-8 months. So everything was going to plan because their scheme was working. Stores, good. Goes to shows, people say you're the best blockchain. Go to here, people are saying, yes, we want to sign up, we're doing it. So it appeared things were going on positive direction until somebody F's up on a phone on one of their live streams and they tell people we're not going to give out commission until it was like November or December. And they said, we're going to give out commission in the next 3 months, February, March. You guys would start receiving your commissions from the stores, the point of sales, the ATMs, and all this products. And then a guy came on one of their Zoom calls and said in March or February, when the money didn't come out earlier this year, he gets on a Zoom call and tells everybody, calm down, you guys, everything will be fine. I've been getting paid my commission. I was like, what? What did he just say? What do you mean, calm down? I've been getting paid commission. They've been telling everybody on this Zoom call commission has never been paid out. And that's when stuff started hitting the fan. And I was like, hold up. What's going on? And that's when they were like calling up people, tell Eric not to talk about this, tell Eric not to do that. Then they tried to ban stuff, like I said. And that's when I said, all right, okay, we're going to see how this goes because we already put money in, but don't mess up. Don't mess up. So yeah, I'm going in. I'm going in with about 7 videos at least. So I rounded up the first 3. I rounded up the first 3. I have to be careful here. Too many scams. Yeah, man. Crypto, 100% failure. Out here, exactly. It's 100% failure. Everything. 100% failure on crypto. FTX, the biggest scammers of them all in the past 2 years. But every plan for crypto has failed generally. Every one of them. All this stuff, everything people have done, the DAOs, the percent per day, everything. Just all worthless. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, that's it. These other little schemes, not going to happen. So that was round 1, the start of the scheme that they did. So we're going with round 2. So actually, I feel so good about it because people hit me up. And like I said, there's people from all over the world, Australia. In fact, one of the girls on the thing says she's from Ireland, but there's people from Australia. There's people from UK. There's people from New Zealand. There's people from the EU and other countries that were hitting me up privately on these other social media platforms like, when's your video coming out? Because they knew I told people, I said, we've been scammed. And they were like, we saw your videos before. What happened to them? And I said, hey, man, I took them all down because these guys are going to try to blame me that they couldn't do business when, in fact, they can't do business. I said, they're going to fold. And I said, it's probably going to fold. I'm hoping they don't. I'm hoping what they're saying is true. But it's looking more and more like, where's the point of sale? Where's the ATM machines? Where's any business? They're not showing us any offices. They're not showing us anything, but they showed us a store. And there's no ATM machines in a store. That's their store. Where's their point of sale? In their store. What are they going to do when people show up in their store? What, stand at the counter and say, here's my $100, put it on an exchange? And then what? How are you going to make $20,000, $50,000, $60,000 a day? Nobody's coming in there for that. I was like, this doesn't make sense. It's not adding up. And then when they said, oh, well, we're going to pay everybody July. Okay. That was partially true, partially a lie. Then they said, oh, everybody's going to get paid in October. We'll start paying out for our business from our business profits. There is no business profits because there is no ATMs. There is no point of sale. There is no Vodafone deal. None of that's true, as it turns out. Didn't know it 3, 4, 5 months back, but as it comes now, when they switched into saying now we're going to do this stocks on the NASDAQ and trade your NFT. Well, they didn't even say that. They just said, hey, you guys have stocks. And we're like, what? You have NFTs. Now it's NFTs are somehow changing the stocks. Now that's fully bogus. You cannot get SEC approval in 2 months. Even your shell company is going to have a change of ownership. And when you start trying to sell shares, they're going to go, okay, what's going on? You're not an automotive company, so you can't sell those shares. You have to register. I mean, it's not like you can just go take over companies and sell shares under a different name. This is insane. no approval. So that right there is a problem. Then you're outside the United States, move into the US. You have to have US regulations. Come on, this is straight up. This is 101. This is every kid knows. You don't go around talking about shares of a company without being regulated with the SEC. Come on, this is ridiculous. So clearly they're scamming people even more to get more money in. But we're not going to allow that, ladies and gentlemen. So not going to happen. Not going to happen. Yep, that's the thing. BTC and Ethereum, there's the only ones I'm putting money into. There's nothing else. Days are over of giving people chances. Micah, it's even a little more personal. Micah came on our channel a year when they first started, a year and a half ago, something like that. And he was giving us, hey, I'm trying to help people like what you guys do. Yeah, I said, yeah, it looks like it, man. You might be invited. It might be part of the SSN Nation if you're going to actually pull this off, because it looks like you're having people put a little bit of something in, and then you're saying you're going to do all this and generate an income, and then people are going to receive some part of the profits. I said, that's beautiful. No other crypto company has succeeded. He's like, no, we're going to be the first. We got everything set up. We're going to have our stores open. He started laying out stuff, and they had stores. I mean, let's face fact, 1 or 2 stores. So he could literally say that they were open. But the fact of the matter is everything else was BS. And there's more, just my opinion. No, that's a great opinion, actually. I love that opinion. It takes some company years to get SEC approval. My point exactly, Mo. Mo Better's got it exactly right. That is part of the problem. They're thinking they're going to bypass and short circuit. They think, oh, I'm just going to buy a shell company in Nevada. I'm going to be able to sell shares under the pretense that I'm still the same company, Mediterra. Okay. You know what? I'm not even getting into that part of the equation. I'm going from A to Z. I'm going so everybody who doesn't know about them from 2022 until now, we're going backwards. We're starting at the beginning. So the video I dropped today is from the beginning when they're soliciting things. But I was going to pull up something on here. SEC approval process. Now, this is why this is they're already somewhat approved, but the problem is they are still going to have to. How long does it take? Like Mo said, it depends. There's no like, oh, we're gonna be able to sell shares under Mediterra in 3 months or 2 months. You don't have that luxury. First of all, I won't even get into this because I'll get into it a little bit. But first of all, with their recent filing, they have one person that is the CEO, president, treasurer, secretary, and that is Hakan's wife. I'm just like, what kind of crazy nonsense is this? Board of directors, anything? No. And they think they're going to be selling shares. This is crazy. On the stock market. I'm just like, are you crazy? I'm just like, this is not, they don't play. You're about to violate all. In fact, I don't even think they're going to get that far. So in 3 months, what did they say? 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. It's already like a month now. So by, let's say January 30th, they'll come up with some, we have an issue, we have a problem, we can't do this, we can't do that. In the meantime, there's no profit coming in from any venture other than if somebody's willing to buy the NFT. Well, I don't even know what they are now. Shares, NFT, Phoenix token, whatever the frick. All right. But that's ridiculous. So anyhow, we're going down that line. So we will see what happens. All right. We will see. Actually, would have been easier to spot their scam if they were on the OTC market as a shell. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. At least you would have been able to pull off their financial disclosures and security details to see if they were full of exactly. The fact that they were in the EU and they actually had a license, and here's the thing. The license expired, but I don't know when they put the revocation on there. So I don't know if it actually was up in January or February of 2022. I don't know, because I looked stuff up, but I didn't see anything. I looked up some license, but see, here's the problem. If I know there's a license approved, I can turn around and tell you I have a license. And then when you read the license and it's in that city or it shows that similar address, then you're thinking it's associated with them. So there's a fine line on what you can and can't research. But when you tell somebody I have a deal with Vodafone, when you tell somebody I got a valuation by Ernst & Young, and Ernst & Young's valuation team is public, meaning anybody can call up the valuation team and ask them, hey, do you know anything about this company? And like I said, I didn't call them up because I know other people were going to call them up. And sure enough, people found out. Ernst & Young said, we never heard of this company. And I already knew that. I didn't even have to, because it's BS when you tell me a DCF. That's why I made the video about the DCF. That's BS. Nobody does crypto DCFs. That's not a thing. They'll do DCFs for real legitimate companies, but crypto's not a real legitimate company in the United States. No DCF. So they were trying to use that, then telling people that there's going to be a bank that's going to give them loans. I was like, what are you? And by the way, all the NFTs are worth billions of dollars. Like, wasn't 3.18 billion, I think, was UK. And then I think another one was 3.8. I think that was Germany. I was like, how? You don't make any money. I said, you guys need a lesson on economics. Because if you really believe some professor is going to wake up one day and say your NFTs are worth $4 billion, and you're going to go down to a bank and hand that to them and they're going to give you a loan, you really are not very smart. And so that's what they were tricking everybody into believe, that they're going to get a loan from Bison Bank and they're going to use their DCF. I was like, yeah, but you don't make any money. You don't make any money. You don't pay any commission, so you can't be making money. So how are they going to give you a loan if they wanted to? That would be financial suicide. I said, you're just lying anyhow. Yeah, like I said, I wish you guys could hear my recordings. I'm not going to play those because they're on WhatsApp when we're talking back and forth. And I don't know laws on that, but you guys would hear me saying, man, what are you doing? What's happening? This ain't cool. I think it's BS. And he's like, no, it's going to go down. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything. And I'm like, dude, you don't know anything. You don't even know my background at all. I was like, you have no idea. I was like, all I'm saying is I'm just leading you to the water that you can't do what you're saying. And he's like, no, it's approved. It's all good. We got to have this Portugal thing, shell company or whatever, parent company in Portugal. Why Portugal? Okay, whatever. That still doesn't get you to the United States. Still doesn't get you legal. You can do stuff in the EU because they have laws that allow you to do it in the EU. But once you start crossing over the water, you got issues. That's not a thing. And telling people they can borrow money for something that ain't, and you're going to sell your NFTs because you're telling them you're going to be able to get $200,000 and we'll let you borrow 35,000 of it. I said, that's not going to happen. Just stop it. You're using that DCF evaluation to actually get more people to buy these NFTs. And then he starts laughing. Right. Isn't that what companies do? I said, that's what legitimate companies do, but you guys aren't legitimate. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, just because you have a license, just because you have stores open, just because some bank pseudo says they're going to do something, I'm pretty sure once they realize you have no money and you're not worth anything, they will never give you a loan. You're going to have to produce. And if you produce paperwork showing that you made $300 million in order to get a $3.8 billion valuation, you will be sued, because everybody that got their NFTs, you said you're going to pay out commissions. You have never made $300 million because you wouldn't even be rocking like this. Come on, man. So he's been playing for a while, but again, this all started coming up like, what was it? June 26th, something like that. Somewhere between June 26th and July 10th or 12th, we were having conversations like that. And that's when I was like, damn, this looks like it ain't going to work. And as you guys know, we talked about it probably in July sometime, saying, hey, looks like this isn't going to work. Looks like the other guys ain't going to work. We will see. But now it's pretty much official because they are definitely not doing anything in the EU. They don't even discuss that anymore. They took down all their videos, which is another red flag. So it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I understood if there are no losses, only lessons. You live and you learn. Yeah. Here's the thing. Also feel bad for all the people who got burned by them. Yeah, we got burned. We had our little ring of fire. But here's one of the things the reason why I did the ring of fire, because it's a lot better if you only put $250, $500 in than if you put in $5,000 or $10,000, right? So at least you put in what you can afford to put in. Excuse me. So that's one of the reasons why you want to do piecemeals. If it works out, nobody would be mad about, hey, you're starting to get 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. You get enough to buy your own. That would make more sense. But making it $5,000, $10,000 yourself, that's high risk. So that's why we do the little pieces. So then you're not at full risk. And so that kind of saved, a lot of people from doing anything crazy. Everybody said, yeah, let's see what happens. Because all crypto was melting down in 2021, 2022, and even to this day. So it was, as it turns out, yeah, it's a L, it's losses, but at least it's not 5 Gs. It's not 10 Gs. It's not these chunks like that. So that's the only saving grace, that there was a vehicle available. If somebody wanted to get in, they just said, here's 250, here's 500, and go that route versus 5 Gs yourself or 2,500 yourself. Unfortunately, we had like one person who put in bought a NFT, a Benelux for 2,500, and was like, well, I'll just give them to the end of the year, see what happens. And I was trying to tell them, man, I don't know if that's not going to be a thing. You can give them for the next 10 years, but it's going to be a problem because what they're saying isn't true. So it was almost like had this, feel it's gone. So here's what happened. I'll give up some late thing because I'm going back, but I'll give you the latest thing because I'll just tell you right now, full transparency on my side. I sent Micah a message 11:25, and I told him, in essence, I said, hey, man, I've watched, I've listened, I did whatever. And I'm not going to read the thing, but the point of the matter is I just said, okay, man, you can send back a because he offered me a refund before when I did I got banned video, and he sent me over this thing, you're costing me money. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're lying to people. So I said, okay. He goes, I'll give you a full refund back. So I said, no, we'll just wait and see how this all goes. It's fine, but I'm still going to talk about you. But then as it turned out, I said, I'm taking down everything. I don't want to be associated with you at all. And I don't want to hear that you fell down trying to blame somebody else when you guys weren't doing anything right, as far as I'm concerned. So I took them all down. I just recently put back up, I got banned video where I'm talking about their nonsense. But the thing is, I just sent him a message on the 25th saying, hey, man, I think it's that I'll take you up on your offer now. And by the way, the one guy that did sign up, SSN Nation, you can send him all his money. Anything you want to send me less, I don't really care. But if you give him back his full money, give me back some substantial 90%, so then I can give people back their money. Then we can squash this. No response, no nothing. So I didn't expect a response, quite frankly, because I actually have more information than 99% of the people. So I guess I'll share a part of it. So on the video, if you saw it today, I showed where they say $20 million or whatever their BS number is, right? You might think that these guys might have $20 million sitting around, or $10 million, or $5 million sitting around, right? They don't. They don't. Apparently, they have a lot less than that. Now, the next video I'm going to be playing, you guys will have a preview, by the way. I'll even show you a little something that's going to be in video number 2, because we got to get all the players together, right? You guys know we got to get some of the players. So since I'm talking about this, I know you guys might not be interested that much, but since we're here, let me bring in some other guys. I'll bring in, let me see. I don't know if I can pull this up because my computer crashed down, but let's bring in one of the players that's going to be mentioned in part 2. Well, maybe not part 2. It's not going to be part 2, quite frankly. Well, actually, I do have it queued up for part 2 because they're going to be part of the Players Club. But let's bring this up right now. Notice the last name. This is the CEO of Mediterra. But what you don't know is this Miracle, this is their soccer team right here. All right. They're from Turkey. So let's see. That's in. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's get this in English. Sports Club, Vice President, CEO of Mediterra. Yeah, we do not give up. We will not give up. Blah, 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 blah. This is 9/10 or September 1st, 2023. Soccer club banned. All right. But what you don't know is she actually was running for mayor of their little municipality, city, county. I don't know what the municipality means there, but let's just call it city, county, whatever. Now, she didn't win, so she took an L. But nonetheless, they're not in the league no more. They got booted out. They got fined also because in their league, you're not allowed to do political advertisements. And of course, since she was running for mayor, they said F the league and rules and whatever. They did political advertising while she was running for mayor. So this is the type of people that we're dealing with here. So just giving you guys an idea, that's coming up. You got to know the players. All right. So that's probably going to be in part 2 coming out Friday. So that'll be interesting. So anybody watching this who might have been interested, who's watching, who's not a member, okay, you got a little preview on what's going to happen. Yeah, when you lose, those are lessons. I know you mentioned this already, but yeah, those are very valuable lessons. But you know, here's the thing: whenever you do anything of crypto or anything that's high risk, you can only put in what you can afford to. Keep that. All right. I see right now I'm about to be booted. That's funny. Guess I'm back on the bad list. This is funny. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 11:35 at night. We talked about a lot, and I am going to try to get out of this quickly. Ah, there we go. We're back. Are we back? Here, we'll do it. Ah, we're back. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you so much. Smash that like button on the way out and let people know that we're here to help. Hopefully, I'll see you on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or I'll see you in the DR. December 8th, I'll be there. Make some things happen. It's going to be off the chain for 2024. And with all that said, make sure you please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. Regardless of the L's, you still have to do this, because just like in my last video that I made, it was get rich or you die trying, ladies and gentlemen, because you're not going to be able to do the status quo for years. Don't imagine, just think it will happen. And now you understand the dire situation. And with all that said, make sure you stay safe out here. Make sure you watch your back. Remember, during holiday times, there's a lot of people, good and bad, out here. So you never know. Don't try to cause any issues. All I can say is you just never know what somebody's going through. All right. And with all that said, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.